Alright, what's up guys? It is DeAndre Hudson and I'm back with another YouTube video. My last one was released exactly a week ago. It was Ember Lost Angel, the complete video. It was over 2 hours. That video was basically a personal video. It was posted basically so I could archive my own process, and if anyone was really interested, then they could watch that video and see my entire process. This video is going to be much shorter. Should be about a half an hour. So right now I just want to show this is the finished product, Ember Lost Angel. And no, I did not know that it was going to turn out like this. I did not know it was going to turn out this well, but it did. I really like this picture for several reasons. First, it's a continuation of Ember logo, which I created and I have a video posted. Second, it's a continuation of my faces theme, because I have a theme in my design of working with faces, showing a lot of emotion. And third, it utilizes a picture of a pattern on a wall that I took a year or two ago. I was able to incorporate this pattern into the picture and use it as a pattern on the figure's face and hands. So what exactly inspired this picture? Two specific pictures. This right here, this figure in a very fancy decorated garb, that inspired the red pattern. I want to do something with the red pattern. Also, this picture, it was a very cosmic, sort of ancient alien vibe, and I wanted to do something that was cosmic and grand and ancient. Hence, like you see here, the mountains are at the bottom of the screen. At the bottom of the mountains are at the bottom of the artboard, and we have a very large figure that is the focal point. So now I am going to go into the process of how this is made. We are going to go into the process of how this is made. Cool. So right now we're in there. Yes. Okay, so this is a picture I got from Unsplash. So Unsplash is a website where you can get royalty-free, very large 4K high definition photos. I got this picture of this woman here. I just like the picture because to me personally it expressed a whole lot of emotion. That was mainly what I was going for. I was doing some browsing for photos and I found this picture and I found that to me it expressed a whole lot of emotion. Now originally I had used this picture for something else and I had actually done a recording of it, and I realized personally that I did not like how it was coming out. It didn't blend well, it didn't look well, it looked bad, it looked like garbage personally to me. So I had to start over. I started over and as you guys can see, it turned out a whole lot better. A whole lot better. Yeah, that's what I was doing. So here I am basically I'm coloring her sweater. It was a similar color as her skin tone. because I was preparing to do some type of blending with it later, and then right now I'm just doing some using the eraser tool to kind of erase it a little bit, because that is what I wanted to do. Hold on just a second. Just a second. Because I don't want this audio to be... Can I mute this audio? Yay. There we go. We're going to mute the audio a little bit. Yes. So, here, this is a second photo, and I'm grabbing the, background. I'm creating the background. I'm creating the big forest scenery. Basically, my idea, the concept I was going with was a comic book cover, sort of Viking-esque, continuing with the theme that I was working in when I was creating the logo for Ember. So I wanted something. Originally, my idea was that I was going to have something foresty, forest, mountains, big sky, some type of Viking figure with a large spear, and then I was going to have the logo or the topography, the type, at the top of the artboard, and then some symbols at the bottom that would suggest to the reader of this comic book which issue of the title that they were reading. I wanted to do something like 1 through 6, 1 through 5. I ended up scrapping that completely because, as I mentioned earlier, I found the figure of this lady, and I really want to use it because it was expressing some emotion. So right here, I'm trying to figure out how exactly to blend the sky together. I was using several. I'm not gonna say I'm an expert in Photoshop. I'm learning, but I try to have fun and I try to just make cool and nice things. This is me just, hue and saturation, playing around a bit, trying to make sure that the top picture, the top sky matches the bottom sky. And I'm just playing around with hue and saturation. I do this is color replacement. Maybe see if I can replace the color of the photo, but it doesn't look like I can. Now right now we're doing some clipping. We're just clipping the excess of the last picture. These parts we don't need. We don't need these at all. So I'm just doing some clipping here, clipping off all of the unnecessary parts. Now, there was a skip that happened. So a couple things happened. I had created a pattern because I had another photo that I was using. I had a wedding dress, and it was the back of a wedding dress. This photo was also from Unsplash. I copied it, and I copied it, changed the hue a little bit, and I turned it into a pattern. What I did is I enlarged a portion of the wedding dress, and I used the healing brush tool. I had figured out like a little technique that if I increase the size of the healing tool, make it very, very large, and just do a single click, it'll create like a weird pattern because the computer is trying to curate something out of what it's given, and so it creates a weird pattern. So that's what's at the bottom of what used to be her sweater. And now I used the I believe that's a stamp tool or spot healing tool, and I create the pattern from the wedding dress. Now this is a picture of the pattern that was on the wall that I wanted to incorporate, that I took a couple years ago. And I know that the pattern from the wedding dress and the pattern from the wall would create the nice red pattern that I was going for. The nice red pattern that I wanted this large cosmic looming figure to have. So I'm just working with this a bit, changing the levels and stuff, making sure things look right. Now this is a speed edit. This is edited and it's faster. So there's a lot of me looking in and looking out. A bunch of time, I guess wasted time or dead time, that I cut out where you don't just see me staring at the canvas for several seconds. So here's another piece of the back of the wedding dress. See, there's the picture of the wall with a nice pattern on it. We have a halo because, like the picture that I showed previously, that figure has a halo. In the end, we didn't use the halo. The halo was not used. Here I merged several layers together, and the color of the halo changed, which I was kind of disappointed with. And now here's the part where I'm just being really abstract. I'm trying to just figure out some ideas. So I was like, maybe we can make the figure kind of like make it rotate. Or I wanted it to be like sort of like a Hindu deity where it had several arms. It was like a big looming figure with several arms and multiple heads, and it just looked very chaotic but beautiful. So I'm just working with placing the different pieces together. Change the color a little bit so that, you know, the main focus would be on the top head, and these would just be additional pieces. And then here I'm working with, I put the different pieces of the wedding dress, and I made like basically a big headpiece. And I want to have the figure have a big headpiece because I have a Pinterest board full of masks and headpieces and stuff for on people. This is some outline of some drawing I did. The drawing was basically to give me a placement where I would want things. Cause I was thinking about increasing like the arms and shoulder size. But again, that also did not happen. Just like the multi-armed figure. In the end, it just has 2 arms. We have the upper and the lower, some opposites. We do the flip. One of the people I follow on Instagram, a 3D artist, he said never be afraid to flip your canvas. So that's what I did. I flipped the canvas upside down. I was like, what the heck? Let's try some stuff. And here I'm trying to make wings. This I'm using the pieces of the wedding, like the wedding dress headpiece to make wings. Here the idea started to flow, and it became more of like a cherubim. I want to make something like a biblical spiritual figure, still like very looming and magnificent, but I want like a bunch of wings. So a very small or minimal torso, and then like surrounded by wings. I think in the Bible, in the book of Revelation, it describes the angels as having very large wings that cover its body, and it's very less human and more animal. Lion, bird, bull, with just giant wings covering. So here I'm experimenting with the types of the pieces from the wedding dress to make like, what kind of wings am I gonna have? Are they gonna be like dove wings? Are they gonna be like a flowing cloth dress? That the picture, the red figure with the pattern that inspired this picture had a flow. Oh, here it's just chaotic. Here I'm just playing with a bunch of stuff, making layers visible and invisible, constantly trying to figure out how everything looks together. And then I had figured out, I realized that it was just looking so chaotic. Like it just looked like it was too much going on the canvas. So I had to minimize. It's a dove. Ooh, yes. Just figuring out placement, like where a lot of this stuff is like prototyping in real time. Like you're trying to figure out what looks good, because this isn't really photography. At this moment in time, I don't do a whole lot of photography to where I'm just having to edit someone's blemishes and fix the lighting. I'm basically just making an art piece from scratch. Here I was trying to mess with some pattern on the wings, maybe make them shine or make them like bejeweled. Jeweled wings, shining wings. I think that's somewhere in the Bible described where an angel has diamonds and jewels on his wings. There's no specific reason why it's called Ember Lost Angel. Ember just looks really cool as some typography, and Lost Angel is just, to me, a cool title for it, because it looks like the angel was lost somewhere in the forest. Maybe these Vikings because there's a Viking ship that I throw in there. Maybe these Vikings have found this angel that discovered it. Here's some more figuring out what we want to do with the wings. Always wand tools to select, control, and basically just transforming it. A whole lot of transforming. Shortcuts: W for the wand tool, V for move tool, B for brush, pencil/brush tool. Highlighting and unhighlighting, trying to figure out exactly like how big do I want the wings to be, what size I want the wings to be. Do I want the wings to be a certain color? Making sure they're even, transforming them to make them even. Oh, erasing the unnecessary parts again. Is here the part where I'm trying to, yes. This is the part where I'm trying to select, because there's some light, there's some additional light that was like there. And I was thinking about using that light. I don't know what layer that was from. I was thinking about using the light to create like a square border, or like a canvas in a canvas, a border in a border. Similar to how the picture that inspired it, by Uzium. That picture has the big figure, and then there is a rectangular border made of light around the figure. I was trying for a little while to get this, but I couldn't select the actual light. I think it was too thin. I can only select like the little red part that kind of looks like a little flag. And I kept trying. I was trying for a while to to get it. I added some glow because I wanted to make it like, you know, a light border around it. This is another thing that I end up just scrapping, because not necessarily that I was wasting my time, but that I guess it was unnecessary. Like wasn't something that was very much needed in the picture. It would have been cool to have. Still, it would have been cool to have, but I didn't end up using it. Flipping the canvas, working with flipping the canvas around, up and down. And here, I kept having this idea about, inspired by the Doctor Strange movie and Hulk versus Thor, like a very, symbols, like making like turning the halo or like the light ring into like some type of magical symbol or like magical glyph. Every time the only way to erase this ellipse was to rasterize it, but when I rasterized it, filled it. So I was trying to, I just wanted to erase the ellipse, the one that was unmerged. I just wanted to erase the unmerged ellipse, but it kept filling it, and I was unable to unfill it. So I think this is the part where I got a little irritated and just scrapped it. Here I'm trying to see if I can put the pattern on the wings and have the wings have a similar pattern as the figure has. Simplifying again. I just realized that it was better to just simplify because there was so much going on. I feel like there was so much going on. Now we have another skip. And what did I do here? I cleaned up the torso a little bit because I was thinking about, here we go, we're sketching, and I was thinking about creating more like a semi-torso, almost a very small minimal torso, as I mentioned earlier, and having the wings cover the body. More of this cherubim idea that I was trying to work with, or trying to work through. I was going to, this was sketching to figure out placement. I was going to, you know, fill it in and have the arms like overlapping each other, and then I was going to have like some torso, but the torso was going to be like disconnected somewhat. A disconnected torso. This is just going to be like some type of spiritual, as I said, magnificent looming being, a lost angel. And then a couple more flipping, working with the halo with the light ring. A lot of ideas, as the more I worked with it, I just ended up discarding because they were unnecessary. The wings, unnecessary. The light ring, unnecessary. The light border, unnecessary. The arms, the additional arms, unnecessary. This is torso. This is very much sped up, like extremely, because no one really at this point, You don't have to watch me try to create straight lines. Watch me draw with the brush tool in Photoshop. The shortcut for the brush tool in Photoshop is B, by the way. This isn't really even a tutorial. This is me talking about the process. And then we're zooming in and out. We're making things visible and invisible to get a good look of it, how it looks as a whole. And then we have, you know, the body, the arms, the torso, and then the wings covering the body. You got the halo, the hands covering the face. Just trying to figure out how to make this figure, how to make this being. And then I'm looking here for inspiration again, like the pattern, the cosmic figure. Of course, I'm looking at these pictures a lot longer, trying to figure out, like, you know, what's the main theme of them, trying to capture the essence of them. They're just inspiration. I'm trying to capture the essence of the picture and incorporate it into my piece. Clean up some more unnecessary parts. Just clean up my artboard a little bit. Also, I probably may have, or I should have mentioned this earlier, but the music that will be in this video, the background music, is going to be the same music that is in my video Ember when I'm doing the logo, designing the logo. This music is probably going to be just a tad bit lower, so you can hear me talk too much over it, so you can hear my voice. Pretty sure the moving of the sky was accidental. I probably should have locked that layer. I thought I locked the layer. In total, I probably spent about 4 hours on this, 3.5 to maybe 5 hours on this over the span of 4 days. And I just tried to screen record as much as I could and put it together. Oh yes. And then this here, we are the part in between. You just saw a jump. Some of those things weren't screen recorded. Right now we're cleaning up. I think I ended up just erasing her hair, yes, or the figure's hair. But I incorporated the text in here, the type Ember, and I flipped the canvas and I got rid of the extra light rings. I got rid of the light border, and I put the figure behind the mountains because I sort of got frustrated or ended up discarding the idea of the torso, of this torso that I was gonna do. And the more as I kept erasing, I figured, like, you know, like this figure was starting to look like Vision from Marvel. That was kind of cool, just because Wanda and Vision was currently streaming at the time, or it was either streaming or just starting to stream when I started when I was working with this project. So how Vision is like red and yellow. Thought that was kind of funny. Even maybe inspired me a little bit about maybe doing a Vision design later at some point. I'm not sure exactly when I'll do that, but here we're just cleaning it up. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little surprised that I was actually talking this long. I thought I was afraid of dead space. Yeah, it just started to look a whole lot more. The more I just let go of things and disregarded things and simplified it, the more the picture looked better. Because there was so much going on, like too many ideas. Possibly there was too many ideas that I was trying to do, like the comic book cover and the cherubim and the face and the magnificent, the looming, the amazing. It was just too much. There's too much going on. Also, I'm pretty sure I added a crosshatch filter on this. That's why the texture looks like that when you zoom up the back of the canvas with the clouds. And I erased the sky on the lower picture with the mountains and just have the sky from the first picture. Now here I'm still incorporating like headgear and halo, but like I said, I ended up disregarding that, as you saw in the beginning of the video, the finished product. This was starting to look a whole lot better just because it was more simple. But I kept working with it, it started to look more like horns and like less of an angel, so I ended up getting rid of it. And here I'm just working with placement, transforming tool, visibility and invisibility, changing the layers to see where the placement would be. And here I am using the pen tool, which is, the shortcut for that is P on the keyboard, Mac or PC, doesn't matter. And I am making a selection so that I can do some erasing, and it can look like this headgear is actually on its face and the hand is covering it, because you know we want to add some depth. Making the selection, making it visible again, and erasing it. Boom. Perfect. Some more selection because, oops, the fingers are covered. So of course, we're gonna have to get rid of that. But yeah, the more I simplified things, the better it became. And some shadowing so that the hand actually looks like it's covering the face. The hand looks like it's covering, covering the face with the piece on it, the face with the wings, the winged face. There's the brush tool to get back what we lost. Because we lost just a tad bit, but it's always the small pieces that matter. Pen tool again, brush tool, hitting that a little bit. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And yeah, this is when I start working with, just checking how it looks. Working with some, creating a couple more paths or selections so that I can erase some pieces. Erase some parts. Let the fingers, again, look like they are, in hindsight, I could have made a third layer, a layer in between the headpiece and the head, so I could add some shadow into the fingers and the palm. But I guess, well, it really doesn't matter because I ended up getting rid of the headpiece anyways. I did some, worked with the, working with the blending options, and I saw that it looked black on the face, and that looked really, really cool. Okay.